Ba xong group chuẩn bị xua từ đó là Primat cái đôi chia chưa rùm chết từng không nâng cao bờ tê xong group chuẩn bị xua lục về lục ta phục mai phụ mình bong ổn nơi sạc cũng Khmer nơi thì trong lọ bây giờ California hay xong xóa cúng cam ở đó là cam thi reading club ba chân sầm rạp ở ngày ní dương an dập hơi muối đại miền chậm non trường thá Khmer Rise ឬដែលមាន subtitle ហៅថា How I Escaped Genocide បាទអញ្ចឹងរហូតមកដល់ពេលនេះយើងបានអានសភៅនេះចូលគៀកនឹងទីបញ្ចប់ដែរហើយយើងអានបានចំនួន21លើកបាទ21លើកឥឡូវយើងមកដល់ជំពូកទី22បាទអញ្ចឹងនៅសល់តែប្រហែលទៀតទេនឹងចប់ហើយទោះបីយ៉ាងណាក៏ដោយសង្ឃឹមថាអ្នកដែលអត់ទាន់បានជាវសភៅនេះនឹងអាចរកជាវបានហើយកុំភ្លេចអាចជាវបានតាម Amazon ហើយយើងនឹងផ្ញើ link នៅក្នុងអ្វីដែលយើងធ្វើការផ្សព្វផ្សាយហើយបាទដើម្បីឲ្យអ្នកដែលអត់ទាន់បានជាវគាត់បានជាវយកទៅអានបានគ្រប់គ្នាហើយមួយទៀតក៏ជាដំណឹងល្អអ្វីដែលយើងចង់ជម្រាបម្ដងហើយម្ដងទៀតដែលថាសភៅនេះលោកពូ Patrika ជាអ្នកនិពន្ធផ្ទាល់លោកខំប្រឹងប្រែងដើម្បីធ្វើម៉េចឲ្យមានជាភាសាខ្មែរមក version ទៀតដើម្បីឲ្យអ្នកដែលអត់ចេះភាសាអង់គ្លេសហ្នឹងអាចបានអានសភៅលោកបានយល់ពីសាច់រឿងនិងអត្ថន័យខ្លឹមសារអ្វីដែលលោកបានខំតាក់តែងរយៈពេលជាច្រើនឆ្នាំទៅរំបានចេញសភៅនេះបាទអញ្ចឹងសម្រាប់កម្មវិធីថ្ងៃនេះយើងមានក្រុមអ្នកអានភាសាអង់គ្លេសដោយសារសភៅនេះបច្ចុប្បន្នហ្នឹងយើងអានតែជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសអញ្ចឹងយើងមានក្រុមអ្នកអានរបស់យើងមានលោកកូវីតបាទជំរាបសួរលោកកូវីតបាទ
ជំរាបសួរលោកគ្រូ
បាទហើយហើយទី2 Kerry Chhay បាទជំរាបសួរ Kerry Chhay
ជំរាបសួរអ្នកអរគ្នា
បាទហើយសម្រាប់ថ្ងៃនេះដែរយើងនឹងអញ្ជើញលោកពូ Patrika ដែលជាអ្នកនិពន្ធគាត់មានភារកិច្ចថែមថ្មីមួយទៀតក្រៅពីទន្ទឹងរង់ចាំធ្វើការបកស្រាយរាល់សំណួរចម្ងល់ផ្សេងពីសមាជិកក្រុមអ្នកអានរបស់យើងហើយលោកនឹងរីករាយនឹងចូលរួមអានជាមួយក្រុមយើងដោយសារថ្ងៃនេះសមាជិកក្រុមយើងអវត្តមាន2-3នាក់បាទអញ្ចឹងដើម្បីឲ្យបានការអានហ្នឹងឲ្យមានបដិបសងទៅជាមួយគ្នាហើយដោយសារជំពូកទី22នេះខ្លីដែរទេអញ្ចឹងយើងនឹងបញ្ចប់ជំពូកទី22នៅថ្ងៃនេះហើយជំពូកទី22នេះគួរឲ្យចាប់អារម្មណ៍មែនទែនបាទអញ្ចឹងចំពោះអ្នកដែលគេហៅថាមានការស្ទាក់ស្ទើរឬក៏ចំពោះអ្នកដែលខ្ជិលគិតថាមិនចង់ចូលសាលាឬក៏មិនចង់បន្តការសិក្សាទៅកម្រិតណាថែមទៀតអញ្ចឹងសូមចូលរួមស្ដាប់ទាំងអស់គ្នានៅជំពូកទី22នេះប្រហែលជាអាចមានជាគេហៅថាជា tip ជាការផ្ដល់ជាគំនិតជំរុញមួយដើម្បីឲ្យយើងគិតត្រឡប់ឡើងវិញចំពោះការត្រឡប់ទៅបន្តការសិក្សាឬក៏ការខំប្រឹងប្រែងបន្តការសិក្សាដើម្បីអនាគតទៅវែងឆ្ងាយទៅទៀតបាទព្រោះអីការសិក្សាអប់រំវាមានសារៈសំខាន់ណាស់ទាំងសម្រាប់ខ្លួនយើងគ្រួសារយើងនិងសង្គមជាតិយើងបាទអញ្ចឹងថ្ងៃនេះសូមឲ្យក្រុមអ្នកអានភាសាអង់គ្លេសរបស់យើងសូមអ្នកទី1សូមចាប់ផ្ដើមហើយនឹងអានបន្តដើម្បីបញ្ចប់នៅជំពូកទី22នេះតែម្ដងបាទអញ្ចឹងសូមអញ្ជើញបាទ
Chapter 22 Breaking the Barriers of the Past From Funan to Great Khmer Empire to Kampuchea, now Kingdom of Cambodia. These names are all synonymous with Cambodia. Cambodia has gone through centuries of sad history where a king became God King and turned a great empire into what is nearly a pawn today. Their practices did not work, but Cambodian leaders obsessed about becoming this god. Pol Pot in particular knew but insisted that he could do better. All things rested on his shoulders and his shoulders alone. Through his self-reliance policy, he was a modern-day God King, any way you would look at it. As the brother number one, what he said went, resulting in the death of millions of people through slavery, starvation, and execution. And he didn't think he had done anything wrong. If there is to be any hope for the future, the actions of the past must change. This must be done as people have said in the past. You are the creator of your own destiny, I say. You are a master of your own fate, and God King's absolute power is fake news in the view of this one man's opinion. When Pol Pot said he made the mistake of killing millions, the world let him go free. Life became so miserable. The only interest was in leaving the country. Cambodians fled by the thousands, but only a handful survived. They flocked to Thai refugee camps for a glimmer of hope for a better life. But success beyond a full bowl of rice was relatively new for us as Cambodian refugees. For years, we had been subsisting on meager bowls of thin rice porridge, where people who dared to catch lizards to eat were severely punished, even killed. Maybe it's time to break the barriers to end this kind of the past. Some refugees had their chance to resettle in other countries like America, but their futures ended with deportation. This is the story of Cambodian refugees who have tried to break the barriers of the past. For most refugees who had resettled into new lives in the United States, life was a day-to-day struggle for survival for basic needs, including food, medicine, and shelter. Success of any kind depended on the ability to adapt to American industrial society. In many aspects, life in America was unfamiliar to us. We had been farmers and non-industrial workers for years. With language barriers, success meant finding a job that did not require an ability to speak English. That meant picking fruits and cleaning toilets for others. Earning meager wages, many lived in the cities with cheap housing, mostly located in the ghetto sections of town, where crimes were a part of daily lives. Those who were involved in felonies ended up in prison. After serving time, they were deported back to Cambodia, from where their parents escaped. Depending on one's outlook on life, it could either be the end of a dream or beginning of a new horizon. A Cambodian refugee deportee who became a gang member in Los Angeles out of self-defense said, "Unlike many deportees to Cambodia, I feel grateful. If I wasn't here, I might be dead." He made the best possible life out of what he had, a classic example of the powers of the mind at work. The choice is yours. For most refugees, success meant having a chance at finding the means to support themselves through gainful employment or qualifying for public assistance. However, it's been said that every person means to be successful and to fulfill his or her purpose in life. With a can-do attitude, you're halfway there, regardless of your obstacles. You set history past is not good enough reason to stay at home and feel sorry for yourself. The question is, do you know what it takes to transform your life? Do you believe in your success? Do you believe in yourself that you can do it? If you do, your future can become a success story. My story began with the courage to escape Cambodia, when I had no clue how I could survive the Khmer Rouge. But I knew that I had to cheat death to live. Khmer Rouge's genocide existed as a reminder that subservience to self-interest generate far more harm than good. Surviving the Cambodian atrocities transformed my perspective in life, choosing to live life every day as if it were my last. I'm fully aware that for refugees like myself, second chances are hard to come by. If you see one, it will be best to make it seriously count. If you don't, there's a very good chance that your future may finish in the exact same way you left home, to include deportation. The thought of that possibility motivated me to take the first step of a 1,000-mile journey toward breaking the barriers of the past.
Thank you, Kerry. When I first landed in San Francisco, I moved forward with the present where Bushwhack, Maine welcomed me, a new resident from Cambodia. Most had no idea Cambodia existed. Only a handful of Cambodian refugees have settled in Maine, with a tree changing their color to become the most heavenly landscape I have ever seen. People spoke French, a familiar language that I made my New England culture shock experience pleasantly bearable. Winter months were fun at the time, but then sub-zero weather conditions frozen everything in the path. I nearly frozen to death, carried groceries home on foot, not at all aware of a quickly changing weather condition. Bunchrak residents were friendly. They shuttled me from the harsh winter, but finding work seemed like climbing a wall with a low ceiling of opportunity. Food was good for those with palate fit for steak and potato. I was in heaven with free chicken feet, liver, beef, tendon from the neighborhood grocery. I received them at no cost from the generosity of storekeepers. Occasionally, half dozen of Maine lobster were placed at my doorstep. From eating cricket to Maine lobster, my palate now genuinely fit for Holu chicken in Kalulu, Hawaii, where playing the what's that? Hukuli had become my favorite pastime. I moved to Hawaii to feel closer to home, where surrounded with people of common interest to take whatever step were necessary to transform my life. But first, I would like to tell you the story of a Cambodian girl. As a Cambodian refugee, she came to the United States alone. Her parents and all her relatives were unknown. While most Asian immigrants in the United States go into business, she opted for the academic world, a world that requires years of academic preparation, financial stability, none of which she had possessed. Without finance, she was the laugh of a town. When the school register requested her credential in the form of high school transcript after 4 years of Crown Rule slavery, her transcript were 4 years in the form of attending right school. This did not go over well with a member of the academic world, just to state the obvious. Without money, high school diploma, English proficiency, she wanted to go to the university. It was a huge task that would stop most dream of college. But a university degree was her ultimate dream. And she believed that she could do this. So she put this dream of hers into action.
From the childhood, Cambodian taught her to be a survivor, fearing almost nothing. B-52 bomber could only stop her. The Khmer terrors could only enslave her physically. Refugee camp detained her is only temporary, but she came to greatly fears of the pen stroke of the school authority. When the resistors said no, the word shook her soul to the core. She could see clearly that her future was marked for dishwasher or low ceiling opportunity. Her glimmer of hope for best possible life had been paralyzed. There was nothing wrong with dishwasher or lawnmowers. However, the academic world was her bridge to the promised land. For her, there was no shortcut to that. She may have gotten off to a rough start, experienced horrible poverty, nightmares, and despair, but she refused to let that stop her. After half an hour's chat with the university dean provost, the dean knew that this Cambodian refugee was going to get a degree from his university. She first needed to learn what she needed to do to meet the school requirement. The dean sent her to academic tests. She knew that she had been given the fair chance, and she informed the proctors. Test papers already contained the answer. The proctor broke into huge laughter, but gratefully instructed her that there was the idea of the test. She needed to choose the best possible answers for multiple choice tests. After 6 weeks, the result revealed to become a game changer. The school register changed the decision that ignited her academic world to the path to success. She knew her American dream now had been set in motion. She was free to attend university, but freedom was not free. She learned that in a hard way, receiving a heavy dose of lesson learned about the free market economy. She had to pay for her own education, tuition and fee was no joke. In the case of the most student, their parents pay for their education, but she have to finance her own. This become a balancing between the higher education and outer living. She operate like a busy bee. With only 10 hours of daylight, she worked through the night. Between self-touring and dishwashing, lawn mowing, she self-financed her education to earn her first Bachelor of Business Administration, BBA degree, a rare commodity from her generation. The journey was rough, considering that her disadvantaged past, but that was not a good enough reason for her to give up. Later, she even completed an advanced, where is that? I lost it. Advanced management programs, Masters of Business Administration, MBA. Now I will let you into a little secret. The Cambodian girl was actually a Cambodian boy, and that boy is you truly. My MBA's degree was financed in full by my employer's Raytheon company. And I was the first Cambodian refugee who ever got the job with this giant company. Of course, I had to maintain certain grade for tuition reimbursement. This is an example of how that is you are willing to do the work, good, honest, hard work. There will be a ways, there will be always a way. In any case, the achievement is nothing new. I'm not any better than any guy next door. For me, it is not only about breaking the barriers of the past, it also about belief in yourself. And the powers of the mind really work, or at least it worked for my favor. One refugee, I was destined to fail. Imagine how well this attitude would and approach could work for you. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creators of them. You see, I was statically destined to lose. Statistically, a refugee. Statistically, someone who have suffered from countless obstacles. If they exist, chances are I face them. The only thing I had going for me was seriously wanted to change my life. And the only way I could do that was to change my way of thinking. If you believed it, you can do it. Stay focused on your goal until completion. When you do that, life gives you what you believe every time. After one dream was achieved, more doors start to open. One of the most memorable experience that I greatly enjoy was teaching information technology, IT, to students from grade K to grade 12, as well as university student who pursue teaching degree. One thing has stand out was my employment with Raytheon company, a large different contractors company. It was there that I gained considerable technical and management expertise, along with analysis and problem solving skill in areas of project management in the large industry company. C22-1 Johnston Atoll Chemical Agent Disposal System Facility JCAT Pat Kale Administration Manager. Source Wikipedia. Okay.
Uh, the experience has made a great impact on my life in both personal and professional growth. It feels like a second miracle that I was trusted with the administration manager position, responsible for managing project revenue collection activities for the chemical weapons destruction facility, Johnstone Atoll project for the U.S. Army, which award the value more than $1 billion, the first world project of its kind. In this capacity, I was also involved the internal audits, financial report, project controls, administrative support, contract management, and performance excellence to include a business development in the Southeast Asia countries, namely Thailand and Cambodia. After decades of war, rebuilding the country is Cambodia's job number one. Engineering and construction projects create the boom towns in Cambodia. In 1999 to 2000, I went back to Cambodia for the fact finding and returned with a number of visible mega infrastructure projects, including seaports, hydropower plants, bridge, freeways. Also, I have held various positions in the field of financial management to include controller and director of finance. I'm blessed with the experience that few Cambodian refugees of my generation could acquire. Your disadvantage background is secondary. What matters is that you believe in yourself, the power of your mind. If you believe it, you can do it, even if the barriers are as large as genocide. And I have been an active part of one and was able to rise above it. The world knows, the world knows about Cambodia, said past history. The country has gone from bad to worse, just to say the least. The country took one step toward, and then for some reason, something happened, and it took two steps backward. At the cycle countries, who gets the decide your future or the future of your country, you ask. If you entrust your country future to a few people at the top, if you do, the future won't be what you want. What if the future is reflection of you, your thoughts, your beliefs, your action, your consciousness, because it is. អូខេអញ្ចឹងចំពោះទី22ចប់ជាស្ថាពរបាទ
A lot of stuff in one chapters
អញ្ចឹងអរគុណច្រើនសម្រាប់ Kerry លោកគ្រូវិទ្យនិងលោកពូផាទីកែវដែលបានចូលរួមក្នុងការអានបញ្ចប់ចំពោះទី22នេះអញ្ចឹងសូមចាប់ផ្ដើមពី Kerry មានអីដើម្បីចង់ជម្រាបឬក៏មានចម្ងល់អីសូមអញ្ជើញ
Yeah, this is it, man. This is the big, this is the, you know, the hurdles, the barrier, broke them.
What made you choose to pursue business administration?
Really, business administration is in my blood from Cambodia. Well, actually architecture is but my dad, you know, he said, you know, you good at business, because when I was small, I already making monies on my own already, yeah. So she said that I get my badup, you know, he would send me to Australia, you know. So I said, oh, really? So that's what I decided. Plus, when I came to America, yeah, I opened a newspaper looking for a job, right? And I see that a lot of business, you know, every place they want people in business, you know, engineer. I couldn't see anything on newspaper, you know, looking for a job. And I say, oh, then that's it. You know, business in my things, finance and accounting and management and all that, you know. Yes, that's how I choose to do it, because of, especially when I come here, I could have go to architectures, but when I open newspapers, a lot of business. They're looking for business, finance, and all that, you know. So that's how I, you know, decided, oh, that's what I want anyway, so go for it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus, I feel that business, anywhere you go is business, plus I wanted to live where I wanted to live. I don't want to live where the job is. I want to live where I want to live, and then I can find a job later on. That's just my goal. A place that I really, really want to live.
That's good. Yeah, thank you, Nagu. Yes, my thing is, who instill you the can-do attitude?
It started from the Khmer rule, man. Can do how to do. I mean, you people actually started from home. People feel that to be doing well in Cambodia, you got to go to military, be a general and all that, and whatnot, right? So I feel that no, you wanted to be success at the time is America already occupied Cambodia, right, from 1969. I'm old enough already at the time, 12, 13 years old. And then I feel that even again, my parents' will, I go to study English by myself. Not, because I knew that English it will propel you to a higher places, and plus, when I was, growing up, a lot of people, because I not that big, a lot of people, pick on me, so I developing the kind of nowhere. So I get all my, taekwondo skill, my, prepare myself for it. So yeah, those instilled from my parent, and also the environment that I saw in Cambodia. I see a lot of unjust and all that. So to see that you can help out people, you gotta have this kind of attitude. And plus, I go to study in English in a religion school. Is at the time it's a Christian school. They call it Catholic Catholic school. So they instill, they always teach about hoping, about positive thinking, about doing yourself, all that. That's how I got it.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Nagu. Because it's hard, like, because you're one of those that really make it, because there's hundred and thousand of other that I see that came and they always stuck in the low ceiling jobs, like you were saying. And
true.
it is very inspiring to see someone able to walk away from hell, as you say, over and over again, and to be able to be in the magnitude of running the financial that is multi-billion of dollar company. So that's very awesome.
That's
Yeah.
that's later on, but the school part is, at the time, nobody think that I'd be able to go to school and get a degree, all that, because every time when I took classes, people, especially the native, they always saying something, yeah, man, you're in the wrong boat, man, because I can speak English, but it still is never good enough for college, right? And I saw Wang Xiang a couple of times in school, and those is hard. It is, we don't have anybody to talk to go and all about, and those who try having some kind of degree during the 80s, man, I'm not trying to say that I'm better than anybody. I just say everybody, but to have that kind of motivation or that kind of stamina, put it this way, because it's not just that I don't have food to eat and all that, and you go to school, it's not that easy, but you gotta somehow focus, that's what you want, and then focus, and then put your heart into it and believe in yourself. No matter who say that you not belong, you just said, hey, I'm gonna do it, and it's not that you have brain or anything like that. No, it's just your conscience, your willingness to work hard, honestly, you know. Yeah, it's only a couple of people in the state of Hawaii. Later on, they have like, what's his name? I don't know, somehow probably know, Kyle Kumyan, also my school's mate, you know, but he's younger. He come, you know, he go to high school and all that. He come out later on, but he also go to, I already graduated. He go to University of Hawaii, you know, pursue his PhD over there. And we meet a couple of times. Thach Bonryun, I don't know if you know him. You know, he also later on, you know, he be able to do that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
បាទសូមអរគុណលោកគ្រូ Viith Kerry Chhay ចំពោះសំណួរឥឡូវខ្ញុំតាមពិតចំពោះនេះចំពោះខ្ញុំដែលជាអ្នកប្រកបអាជីពជាអ្នកធ្វើការហ្នឹងត្រូវចិត្តមែនទែនហើយក៏មានសំណួរជាច្រើនចង់សួរលោកពូប៉ុន្តែចាប់ដើមដំបូងហ្នឹងចង់ជម្រាបសួរលោកពូបន្តិចតាក់ទងទៅនឹងគេហៅថានៅពេលដែលលោកពូអញ្ជើញទៅដល់ Hawaii អ្វីដែលយើងធ្លាប់អានសភៅគេហៅថារដូវអត្តអាហារឬក៏ Stirring Season ហ្នឹងគេមាន food stamp ដូចជាដុកទ័រសៀងសេងគាត់បានទទួល food stamp រយៈពេល18ខែដើម្បីទ្រទ្រង់ជីវភាពមុននឹងគេប្រជុំហើយយើងរកការងារធ្វើតាមអ្វីយើងអាចរកបានដើម្បីដោះស្រាយបញ្ហាជីវភាពខ្លួនឯងចុះលោកពូតាំងពីដែលលោកពូអញ្ជើញទៅ Hawaii ហ្នឹងលោកពូមានដែរទទួលការឧបត្ថម្ភពីខាងរដ្ឋគេទេដូចជា food stamp អីដើម្បីជួយយើងមុនដែលយើងអាចគេហៅថារឹងដៃរឹងជើងរកការងារធ្វើបានបាទអញ្ចឹងសូមអញ្ជើញ
Oh, you are a grown man, you know, have 2 feet and 2 hands. Nobody give you food stamp food to eat. You know, you on your own, you know, plus I come from Maine, yeah. I'm not a resident of Hawaii. You know, I'm come from my first arrival to America is state of Maine. So after 1 year in Maine, I come to Hawaii for school, you know. So nobody supporting me. I had to find, I don't remember if anybody give me food stamp or any money. I had to do it, you know, on my own, you know, go to school and work, whatever, you know, come about. So I don't remember if anybody give me money. And plus I don't have anybody helping me. You know, I don't have any doctors or anybody write a recommendation to give it to me, give it to the school. I'm struggling like everyone else, the same thing as everyone, as American. They accept to school, I'm accept to school the same ways as those people do. You know, I do not receive any favoritism or anything. If there is anything, I have to try 3 times harder, you know, to get in. You know, actually, because I remember, you know, but anyway, in terms of money, no, I don't remember anybody.
បាទអរគុណលោកពូចាប់សំណួរទី1ចូលសំណួរទី2
Okay.
លោកពូការសិក្សារៀនសូត្រនៅសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកជាពិសេសអ្វីដែលលោកពូជំនាន់លោកពូរៀនហ្នឹងលោកពូដូចជាមានបញ្ហាងាយស្រួលច្រើនបើប្រៀបធៀបជាមួយនឹងអ្នកដែលមកដែលគាត់អត់សូវចេះភាសាអង់គ្លេសដោយសារលោកពូបានមានចំណេះជំនាញភាសាអង់គ្លេសតាំងពីស្រុកខ្មែរមកអញ្ចឹងការសិក្សារបស់លោកពូដូចជាអត់សូវមានជាហៅថាជាបញ្ហាអីជាចម្បងទេព្រោះភាសាហ្នឹងគឺសំខាន់ណាស់ចំពោះការរៀនខ្ញុំឃើញថាអ្នកណាក៏អាចខំប្រឹងប្រែងតស៊ូទៅគង់តែរៀនតាន់គេទេប៉ុន្តែសំខាន់ឲ្យយល់ឲ្យចេះភាសាចុះលោកពូដោយសារលោកពូមានសក្តានុពលខាងភាសាស្រេចហើយលោកពូអាចជួយប្រាប់បានទេតើចំណុចណាដែលជាលោកពូគេថាលំបាកជាងគេនៅពេលរៀនដើម្បីឲ្យសម្រេចបានជោគជ័យទទួលបានសញ្ញាបត្រមួយស្លឹកហ្នឹងហើយចំណុចណាដែលលោកពូគាត់ថារៀនទៅទោះបីជាយើងជាគេហៅថា Genocide survivor ក៏ដោយប៉ុន្តែយើងរៀនទៅតន់គេតន់ឯងចំណុចណាជាចំណុចសក្តានុពលរបស់លោកពូក្រៅពីចំណេះដឹងភាសាអង់គ្លេសលោកពូមានស្រេចបាទ
Okay, again, even though I can communicate in English, you know, with the general people fluently like everybody else, but when you go to school, especially university and college, it's technical term that you have no way, you never come across before. So everything is new, you know. So I have, you know, textbook and you know, what you call it, you know, translator. I mean, you know, Vijnanakram library. I mean, you know, next to me, you know, I have two. I have a Vijnanakram Anglais and Khmer too. You know, but Cambodian Cambodian dictionary, it doesn't help me much because they don't have the technical terms. So I had to read on English, you know, in a way that I can understand better, you know. So that's how I getting much better fast because of that, because of I read the dictionary in English, you know, and plus the Sakdani pool that I have, you know, the powers is believe in myself, mind setting that when people told me that, oh, you are in a wrong boat, because sometimes, you know, even though you speak English, right? And even till now, certain word you couldn't pronounce it correctly, you know, and people look down on you with that, you know, and plus you have to do stuff with the native, you know, a little bit off, they kind of turn them off for some reason, you know. And yes, believe in yourself and be clear on what you wanted, and you know, and never, not that you don't ask for assistance, but you have a group study like that, but always come up with the contribution, you know, and hoping the group as a general. I may not be able to speak or talk too much in terms of, but every time when there is a test, you know, my score is always much better than the rest of the class. And when they knew that, they always want to be in group with me, you know. So with that, now they come to like, you know, want to be friend, want to be, you know, now they know, right? That, oh, this guy is not, you know, it's not like other student. He's just all over the place, and even in class. You know, I tell you the story. You know, when you go to university, yeah, a certain class they call it prerequisite. You know, if you're a freshman, second year like that, you probably won't be able to register the class that you want. You know, and they always kick you out because, you know, people, they give priority to a higher division. I mean, higher, you know, junior, senior, or sophomore, whatever. When you're a freshman, man, it's tough. And I come up with the strategy myself. Well, I want to go to that class, and they not give me the register. So I go in to talk to the professor. You know, I go talk to them. Hey, I, you know, love your class. You know, this is one of my favorite, but somehow the register did not don't let me in. You know, I really, really love your class. You know, I sit down in the first class, and the way you teach us, so I can learn a lot. You know, and the professor, sometimes they flatten. You know, when you come to talk to them and tell them that, you know, you want to teach, you want to take class from them. You know, and then they say, okay, I'm not promise you any place or anything like that, but you stay. You have time, you come in and take the class, you know, and see what happened. And then when go to like a week or even 2 weeks, you know, some people feel that, oh, it's hard. They don't want to take that class, right? So they go in and then they have the professor to sign off the job slip, right? And the sooner that slots open, boom, my name was there. So he signed off. I go take that to the register, sign in, but I already studied the same from the first day, you know, so I lost nothing, right? So that's why I'm able to do it quick and fast, you know, that way. And a lot of people doesn't like it, but hey, you know, man, I gotta find my own way. You know? So yeah, you gotta be really clever on that stuff.
បាទសូមបើខ្ញុំនឹងសួរសំណួរទៀតមុននឹងបកគលជូន Kerry ឬគ្រូកវិតហើយខ្ញុំមានសំណួរជាច្រើនដែលត្រូវសួរថ្ងៃនេះបាទ
Wow, that's go
បាទ
for it, man.
លោក
That's
ពូ
you can.
បាទ
chance.
លោកពូខ្ញុំដឹងថាលោកពូបានរៀនចប់អនុបណ្ឌិតខ្មែរយើងអនុបណ្ឌិតដល់ពេលជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសតែ Master in Public Administration បាទលោកពូបាន CPA ទៀតអញ្ចឹងបានថាមិនធម្មតាទេជាលក្ខណៈគេហៅថាអ្នកជំនាញច្បាស់លាស់ហើយដែលមានសញ្ញាបត្រដ៏ខ្ពស់ដល់អនុបណ្ឌិតលោកពូខ្ញុំចង់សួរត្រឡប់ទៅវិញការមុនពេលបែកប៉ុលពតហ្នឹងលោកពូនៅជាគេហៅថាយុវវ័យពេលហ្នឹងលោកពូមានក្តីសុបិនថាចង់ធ្វើអីនៅពេលដែលអនាគតទៅពេលហ្នឹងយើងអត់ទាន់ដឹងថាសង្គ្រាមវានឹងអាចកលាប់ចាក់ទៅជាអញ្ចឹងឯងព្រោះអីតាមអ្វីដែលលោកពូបានរាយរាប់មកលោកពូបានធ្លាប់ចូលនៅសាលាធ្វើទាហានកំងដូអីផ្សេងហ្នឹងប៉ុន្តែលោកពូគិតថាពេលហ្នឹងលោកពូមានក្តីសុបិនថាអនាគតទៅចង់ធ្វើអីទេពេលដែលមិនទាន់បាយអពតហ្នឹងលោកពូ
អត់មានអីអត់មានដូចថាអត់មានសេចក្តីសម័យអីទេប៉ុន្តែគ្រាន់តែថាចង់ទៅរៀននៅបរទេសណាវាមកប៉ាថាឯរៀនបកែហើយនេះ you know ឲ្យទៅអញ្ចឹងណាបងខ្ញុំមានណាទៅមានណានេះគេគាត់អត់មានដូចថាទៅបរទេសមានសួរណាយើងមានបងប្អូនណាយើងទៅរៀន you know អត់មានដឹងអីទេដឹងថាអូគាត់ឲ្យទៅរៀននៅក្រៅអញធ្វើមិនឲ្យបានទៅអញ្ចឹងចង់ទៅក្រៅអញ្ចឹងអត់មានដឹងថាធ្វើអីទេប៉ុន្តែគាត់ដឹងថាបើទៅរៀនមានរៀន business ហ្នឹងឯង
បាទអញ្ចឹង Kerry ហើយនឹង Legovic អញ្ជើញ
Well, sorry, I had to leave because of something. I didn't miss Viith's question, so hopefully I don't repeat any questions. But
it's okay.
Did you have a someone you look up as a role model when you were in college?
No, I don't have anybody look up as a role model in the college. You know, funny though. I was so not mad, but I was so frustrated in myself that I'm have a good intention, you know, trying to be friend with people and on go to take classes with people and stuff like that. And you know, a couple of people just turn me off when they say something. You in the wrong boat, you know. So in other words, they were trying to say that you not belong to university. You know. But hey, I take the test and pass it like you. I'm probably much better score than you do, you know. But because of the English you speak with an accent, you know, and plus business school is very cutthroat in Hawaii. Even though the school in general is not as a great a school, but it's a good school because University of Hawaii at Manoa. So in other words, a university system is not a what you call it. In America, they have two systems, yeah, a university system and also a college system, you know, like state university, state system. So they have two different class, right? You know, because when you go take SAT score, if you don't have the score high enough, you can't go to the university system. You go to the state system, state university. You cannot go to University of California at Stanford or at UCLA or at, you know, San Diego. Those school is you have to have a high score to get in, you know, and that's how I understood it at the time. And I have a high score. I'd be able to accept to, you know, to those systems. So it's the same as you, man. Don't tell me that I'm not belong. So that's motivate me much more, you know, to kind of prove to them that, hey, I'm belong as, you know, even though I don't have money, you have your parent pay for it. I'm pay on my own. I'm probably a better character than you do, you know. That's how I feel it at the time. So that compel me to do much quicker and better, actually, to instill my core value teach me to be stronger, you know. I have no animosity toward them. I just feel that somehow people are very cruel, you know, especially among you trying to survive among outsider. You know, if I were to go to live, let's say after I'm finished, I go to Long Beach or place a lot of Cambodian, I do quite well in terms of financially and stuff like that. But I don't, you know, I like to be, you know, to be like big Jew guy. I gonna manage you, and I did. You know, $1 billion. I managed that project, and all Stanford, you know, managers or Harvard, you know, reported to me. You know, because they only have bachelor degree. I have an MBA. You know, MBA is, you know, it's business school. Yes, MBA. I don't see they have PhD for business. I don't know, but MBA is a top degree. You know, it's not that easy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, thank you.
Not too many people have it too. You know, you have Anubandit and all that, but not MBA. You know, yeah, different species. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, you were saying here that in 99 and 2000, you did a major project in Thailand and Cambodia. What project was that you were doing?
Yes, I went back.
A little bit?
Yeah, we do in Thailand. We have this refineries projects, $2 billion. Thai and Japan government, they wanted to have the refinery, one big refinery for the Asia, because that way, you know, not every country can afford to do a refinery on their own. Yeah. So if one country do it, then another probably don't want to do it because you might not have to generate enough business. So I'd be able to do a study and then recommend it to the Royal of Thai to do that project, $1 billion, $2 billion. You know, and I'm one of the business development, you know, in specialized in Southeast Asia, and Thai government do it, you know, and then Japan stopped that project, you know, because the Japanese, Thai do it already, so they just take the oil, the raw oil, you know, to do refine as a gas, and then they distribute out from Thailand, you know, to I guess Japan, to whatever the Asian country, you know, all that. And in terms of Cambodia, you know, I went in at the time. I was meet with GSIM, you know, and try to tell them that Cambodia need to have to do a port, seaport. Okay, we study Cambodian, and I'm a Cambodian. You need to do seaport, need to do airport, because at the time the airport is, you know, both airport in Phnom Penh and one is in Siem Reap. Got to do 2 of that, and also do road, and also another one is power plant. You know, and we propose to the government. We're going to find money for them, $2 billion to do a refinery, not refineries, power plant near a Stung Trai, where the Thai, the Lao and Cambodian meet, you know, in that triangle. And we study and, you know, have environment study, you know, all that. It's cost $2 billion. And we told them that we're going to find money for you. You know, you just get the project. But after sooner you approve, we're going to find money for you. And we do it, but you get the, you know, get the product the same way as Cambodian the first general election. You get the democracy root, you know, stabilize root in Cambodia. We spend the money, $2 billion to get that going. so we're gonna try to do the same way with the Cambodian government. And also the Thai, they already decided that they're gonna do it, and our company Raytheon doing it, doing that. And also we recommend to Thai another one they call Kra Canal. Kra Canal is cut through, like Thailand, they have this long island, long stripe of land, and then the ship had to go around to get to Malaysia, to Singapore, all that. We want to cut through that, so that it will save gas, save energy, and cut right through it to Cambodia airport, to Cambodian port. So Cambodian would be a big country like Singapore, at the time when we cut through it, Cambodian got it. And we prepare the port already, the seaport, and all of that, we're gonna find money for them. And all they have to do, just work with us, and they got that. And they, doesn't work well because a lot of big green, in Cambodia, like running with big green with Hun Sen, and and then they just, don't want to do and say, hey, you just lost opportunity there because we the one who find the money for you. You get the product, and you have Raytheon to do the project. You have all this, you have name company. When you build this kind of stuff, and people will come, they will do business with you because they trust it. You have name, the brand, a lot of people want Raytheon name on the project, and they don't even have it, because we cannot go any place. We only go strategic, be influenced. Like in Cambodia at the time, if they go with me, I'd be able to influence both sides, with the government and also with the company, because I was up there already, what you call it, the business, administration manager, and I also do a business development manager. Nobody had at the time, no Cambodian, no Southeast Asian, hold those kind of position, and I have it, and they screw up, and then they later on they feel that, oh, I'm not with them because, I'm not coming. How can we go? Because you're not even, you're not even open to it. So, yeah.
អរគុណលោកគូវិតអរគុណ Kerry Chhay បាទ
That's a good question, by the way. That's a good question.
បាទខ្ញុំបានស្ដាប់អ្វីដែលលោកពូបានលើកឡើងមុនហ្នឹងពេលដែលលោកពូភាសាជាមួយគេគេថាអូអាហ្នឹងអ្នកឯងមិនអាចធ្វើបានទេអូអាហ្នឹងមិនមែនជាផ្លូវដែលអ្នកឯងត្រូវដើរទេអញ្ចឹងអាបញ្ហាហ្នឹងខ្ញុំក៏ជួបនៅពេលដែលខ្ញុំសាកសួរផ្ដោះដូរយោបល់ជាមួយគេវាភាគច្រើនអ្នកដែលផ្ដល់យោបល់ឲ្យយើងអ្នកខ្លះគាត់មើលមកយើងក្នុងន័យគេហៅថាអវិជ្ជមានមិនបានជួយលើកទឹកចិត្តយើងឬក៏មិនឲ្យយើងសាកល្បងឬក៏ធ្វើមិនដើម្បីឲ្យយើងមានទឹកចិត្តក្នុងការប្រឹងប្រែងតទៀតទេជួនកាលអ្នកខ្លះគាត់គិតតែពីនេះគេមកយើងគេថាវាមិនដែរទេមានអាណាគេធ្វើបានទេអញមកអាយុហើយអារឿងហ្នឹងអញធ្វើមិនបានទេអញ្ចឹងបើសិនយើងពិភាក្សាឬក៏ដោះដូរយោបល់អ្នកដែលមានគេហៅថាគំនិតបែបអវិជ្ជមានអញ្ចឹងយើងគួរតែដកថយយើងទៅរកអ្នកណាដែលគិតថាជួយយើងលើកទឹកចិត្តយើងជំរុញយើងហើយគិតថាអ្វីយើងធ្វើបានឲ្យតែយើងខំប្រឹងប្រែងហើយខ្ញុំពិតជាមោទនភាពជាមួយនឹងលោកពូផាត់ទីកែវដែលគាត់ព្យាយាមជំនះបាទអ្វីដែលគេថាធ្វើបានធ្វើឲ្យបានហើយល្អជាងគេទៀតបាទចំណេញល្អមែនតើហើយខ្ញុំក៏គេតែងតែនិយាយចឹងដែរពេលដែលខ្ញុំរកការងារទៅអូសញ្ញាបត្រយើងមកពីស្រុកខ្មែរភាសាយើងនៅមានកម្រិតចឹងមិនអាចទៅធ្វើការណាបានទេមានទៅវាយនំដូណាត់ទៅប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំពេលខ្លះខ្ញុំចង់ជំនះខ្ញុំថាអ្វីដែលយើងតាមបានតើយើងបានសាកនៅបាទហើយតើបើសិនសាទៅវាខុសអី បាទអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំព្យាយាមអញ្ចឹងបានខ្ញុំឯកភាពជាមួយនឹងលោកពូមែនតើចំពោះចំណុចដែលយើងទៅប្រឹក្សាទៅពិភាក្សាជាមួយដែលអ្នកមានគំនិតបែបអវិជ្ជមានយើងគួរតែដកថយហើយយើងគួរតែទៅខ្សែគប់ឬក៏សួរប្រឹក្សាយោបល់អ្នកដែលមានគំនិតវិជ្ជមានជួយលើកទឹកចិត្តយើងវិញល្អជាងកុំឲ្យទៅចំណាយពេលជាមួយអ្នកដែលមានគំនិតគេហៅថាអវិជ្ជមានមិនជួយជ្រោមជ្រែងគេខ្មែរគេថាបើមិនជួយជ្រោមជ្រែងកុំយកជើងរាទឹកបាទបាទឥឡូវខ្ញុំចូលរួមជាប៉ុណ្ណឹងហើយខ្ញុំមានសំណួរចង់ជម្រាបសួរលោកពូទៀតលោកពូនៅពេលដែលលោកពូ graduate ពី bachelor ទៅ master តើលោកពូក្នុងខ្លួនឯងមានអារម្មណ៍យ៉ាងម៉េចទេក្រៅពីមិត្តភ័ក្តិមកអីមកអបអរសាទរលោកពូមានឯគិតសម័យថាបើសិនមានគ្រួសារមានអ្នកនេះសាច់ញាតិយើងមកតើឱកាសពិធីដែលយើងគេហៅថា big accomplishment អ្វីយើងអាចទទួលបានជោគជ័យហ្នឹងលោកពូមានអារម្មណ៍មានថាមានការសោកស្ដាយការមានការកដោកដែងទេនៅពេលដែលលោកពូទទួលគេហៅថាជោគជ័យនៅការបញ្ចប់ការសិក្សា graduate ហ្នឹងចង់ឲ្យលោកពូជួយចែករំលែកពីអារម្មណ៍ពិតតិចនៅពេលនោះលោកពូបាទ
ដូចជាអត់ចាំឃើញថាមានទឹកចិត្តអីកដោកដែងមានចិត្តទឹកចិត្តអំនួតអត់មានអីនេះថាចុះមិនចប់អ្វីហើយអត់ចង់ទាំងទៅ graduate ចង់ទៅអីការខ្ញុំចប់លើកទី1ខ្ញុំទាំងទៅហ្នឹង you know ទាំង graduate នឹងគេធ្វើមិនពាក់អាវខ្មៅមីអីខ្ញុំមានអត់ទាំងទៅផង you know តែលើកទី2លើកទី3ហើយទេបានទៅដូចថាមិត្តឥឡូវនេះគេស្គាល់ខ្លាំងណាស់កាលពីខ្ញុំទៅរៀនមានណាស្គាល់ខ្ញុំទេ you know ព្រោះធម្មតាyou know អត់មានខ្មែរអត់មានអីទេអ្នកស្គាល់គ្រាន់តែពួកបរទេសគេស្គាល់ហ្នឹងគេគ្រាន់តែកត់សម្គាល់ថាមើលល្អិតអីផងអញ្ចឹងណាប៉ុន្តែពួកខ្មែរយើងអត់សូវមានណាអីទេគេសោកយើងទៀតយើងទៅរៀនទៅឯងទៅរៀនយកលុយអី you know ពួកអីគ្មានណាទៅរៀនគេទៅរកលុយរកអី you know ដូណាត់ឬក៏ទៅរើកំប៉ុងឬក៏ធ្វើអីឲ្យបានលុយអីចឹងណា you know អត់មានផងហើយនឹកក្រោយមកទេបានដូចថាស្ដាយក្រោយដែរតែអត់មានអនុស្សាវរីយ៍អីច្រើនហ្នឹង you know រូបថតដែលខ្ញុំ post ថ្ងៃ post ដាក់ក្នុងនេះដាក់ក្នុងអីនេះខ្ញុំ Facebook ខ្ញុំមានរូបគាត់ជាប់មានគេពាក់អីឲ្យហ្នឹងអានឹងក្រោយមកទៀតទេរូបថតគេទេគេថតហើយគេឲ្យមក you know អត់មានរូបថតខ្លួនឯងអីទេកាលនោះមានលុយណា you know អ៊ីតាបបហ្នឹង you know ទី toast នៅស្រុកនេះហៅ toast ហ្នឹងគឺយើងគាត់ថា toast ហើយយើងអត់មាន sandwich អត់មាន bologna អត់មានអីដាក់ between ណាយើង eat the toast មានតែ toast នឹងអី butter ហ្នឹងប៉ុន្តែនៅនេះនៅកន្លែងចិត្តផ្ទះខ្ញុំហ្នឹងគេមានខៅ baguette នំប៉័ងគេវែងអញ្ចឹងណាពីថ្ងៃត្រង់ខ្ញុំ eat មួយកណាត់ទៅពីយិចខ្ញុំសល់មួយកណាត់ខ្ញុំ eat មួយកណាត់ទៀតអញ្ចឹងទៅហើយផឹកទឹកទៅ coffee អីចឹងទៅយើងមានលុយណានឹងធ្វើ you know ហើយជាទៅ 4-5 ឆ្នាំគេឯងដែរអត់ហើយសោះហាក់ខ្ញុំស្ដាយដែរប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំនិយាយតាមត្រង់វាអត់មានវាអត់មានបងប្អូនអត់មានអីចឹងទៅណាញាតិពិតជាខាងក្រោយមកបានគេខ្មែរយើងថាអូ you know ទៅជួយអបអរសាទរផាតផងអីចឹងណាគេមកអីចឹងអី you know ពុនសៀងអីក៏មកដែរកាលនោះ I think you know ឬក៏អូនឹងខ្ញុំ graduate មុនគាត់ doctor ព្រោះខ្ញុំកាលនោះវាជាប់ associate degree ហើយបានចូលទៅ bachelor degree បានចូលទៅ MBA ក្រោយ you know MBA នេះគឺធំតែម្ដងព្រោះខ្ញុំអត់ចង់ទៅរៀនបន្ថែមផងកាលនោះព្រោះ degree ខ្ញុំវាគ្រប់គ្រាន់ណាមួយកាលនោះខ្ញុំវាមាន2ខ្ញុំខាង finance ផង actually 3ខាង finance ផង management ផងខ្ញុំមាន accounting ទៅទៀតអញ្ចឹងវា strong ហ្មងវាមាន strong វាមានតែប៉ុណ្្នឹងទេខ្ញុំចេះខ្ញុំវាបកកែមិនបកកែទេដូចថាមានទឹកចិត្តរៀនខាង IT you know ខាង computer ខាង data processing គ្មានណារៀនមានណាស្អីទេកាលនោះមានតែខ្ញុំនឹងឯងហើយនឹងមួយម្នាក់ទៀតហងលី you know ទៅរៀនឲ្យចេះអានឹងមុនគេចេះ Apple IIe word processor អីហ្នឹងណាព្រោះធម្មតាកាលនោះយើងសរសេរយើងថៃហ្នឹងកាលណាយើងសេខុសបោះចោលយើងថៃភាសាថ្មីយើងខាត់ពេលអញ្ចឹងបានខ្ញុំទៅខំប្រឹងរៀន Apple IIe ហ្នឹងខ្ញុំទៅទិញបាន Apple IIe ហ្នឹងមួយហើយនឹង software word processor ហ្នឹងមួយខ្ញុំមករៀនធ្វើខ្លួនឯងហើយបង្រៀនកូនសិស្សគ្នាឯងពួកម៉ាក់ពួកអីហ្នឹងអ្នកណាគេចង់ថៃអីហ្នឹងឲ្យគេថៃឲ្យគេប្រើរបស់យើងឯណាyou know ហើយដល់ពេលហ្នឹងទៅយើងគេចូលចិត្តយើងអញ្ចឹងយើងជួយគេជួយឯងធ្វើឲ្យ project គេនឹង faster អត់មាន
លពូបាទអរគុណលពូមុននឹងនិយាយសួរបញ្ចប់តកតងទៅនឹងជីវិតក្នុងការសិក្សាខ្ញុំចង់ឲ្យលពូជួយចែករំលែកជា tip ជាគេហៅថាចំណុច take away ថាតើលពូមានវិធីសាស្ត្រក្នុងការរៀនយ៉ាងម៉េចរៀនបកកែលើសជាតិសាសន៍គេដូចជាកូនអាមេរិកកាំងទៀតទោះបីជាយើងស្ថិតក្នុងការលំបាកការហូបចុកតាំងពីជីវភាពរស់នៅប្រចាំថ្ងៃហ្នឹងក៏ដោយប៉ុន្តែយើងនៅតែរៀនបកកែជាងជនជាតិគេផ្សេងទៀតចង់ឲ្យលោកពូផ្ដល់ជា tip ជាចំណុចដែលលោកពូបានធ្វើនឹងកន្លងមកហ្នឹងទទួលបានជោគជ័យក្នុងការសិក្សាបាទចង់ឲ្យលោកពូចែករំលែកតិចបាទនិយាយបាទ
វាតែចម្បងគឺចិត្តយើងតែម្ដងចិត្តយើងចង់ឲ្យយើងជឿជាក់ខ្លួនឯងហើយយើងចង់មានចង់ prove ថាយើង better អីទេគ្រាន់តែថាយើងចង់ប្រាប់យើងថាយើងធ្វើកើតរឿងអីដែលធ្វើយើងកើតហើយដល់ពេលយើងធ្វើកើតហ្នឹងយើងត្រូវដាក់ជាគម្រោងការខ្លួនឯងផងថាមិនជឿថាអូយើងធ្វើកើតទេស្រាប់កើតទេអត់ទេយើងកើតហើយមកយើងត្រូវ commit ទោះបីមានការមិនបដ យើងត្រូវអត់ quit ទេយើងអត់ quit ទេបើសិនជាយើងឈប់សម្រាកចឹងតែប៉ុន្តែយើងអត់ quit ទេហើយបើសិនជាមុននឹងទៅរៀនមុននឹងទៅចូលថ្នាក់ហ្នឹងគឺខ្ញុំមើលភាសារួចទៅហើយយើងកុំចាំទៅឲ្យលោកគ្រូបញ្យល់បានយ៉ាងនេះខ្ញុំមើលភាសាពីសាររួចទៅហើយអា chapter ហ្នឹងណាដល់ពេលយើងចូលទៅថ្នាក់លោកគ្រូបញ្យល់យើងយល់ហ្មងហើយកាលណាយើងមិនយល់យើងសួរគ្រូនៅពេលហ្នឹងតែម្ដងហើយលោកគ្រូឲ្យយើងទៅសួរនឹងរហូតដល់នេះគាត់នេះទៅដល់ office គាត់ទៀតហើយកាលណាយើងធ្វើអញ្ចឹងយូរទៅ professor នឹងជួយហ្មងគាត់មិនមែនថាជួយអីទេឲ្យតែយើងទៅសួរគាត់មានចិត្តចង់ឲ្យយើងចេះចង់ឲ្យយើងដឹងចង់អីយ៉ាងហ្នឹងចំណុចសំខាន់គឺអញ្ចឹងyou know យើងជឿជាក់ខ្លួនឯងថាយើងធ្វើកើតហើយយើងមានផែនការខ្លួនឯងថាមុននឹងចូលទៅថ្នាក់ហ្នឹងយើងត្រូវតែ you have to read first read ahead of time you know and ask question later on and is teachers only give 10 homework you do 20 you know that's what I do and say what is that homework just you know just 1 and 2 and then turn it in that's it you know how you going to learn that when you finish your class you done already you forget already no I remember the whole thing and up until now you know certain thing I remember you know you got to do it you got to do again and again and I always save my homework right now I don't have any more I move so many times but I always save my stuff I go read back you know go read because very important you know especially the writing portion of it you know yeah I mean it's not too much I think the 3 ingredient that I already expressed is that you know first is you want it or you want it or not you know you gotta have develop that thing first oh yes I want it I want to change my life no matter what I want it that is the must if you don't have that it doesn't matter you smart or not you can't do it you know 1 right and then 2 believe it that you can do it you know that's very important even though you cannot you don't know yet right you don't know but you believe yourself I can do if they can do I can do you know why wouldn't I can do because you know they born and raised I already learned from Cambodia you know that church they told me everybody you born to be a winner you know and you make your own decision you know and you the one who make the circumstances. You not rely on the circumstances to make you, and you say, oh, because I'm this, that I cannot do. No, you make it. If that's what you want, you make that circumstances to match you. You know, that is true, you know, right? And then the 3 part, it put the step into it, you know, that's like I say, the 1,000 miles start with the first step and take action, put it this way. If you just want it and you believe that you can do it and then you don't put an action to it, you can't do it, you know. You put your action to it, and the action we have some step to the tiệt and chapter coi tiệt mean step nang á, but còn là muốn bố với thời ta chẳng, với thời ta admin you know, two step, you know. You got first, if you want to people to come with you, you have to build your base, your knowledge base first. They have to trust you that you know what you're doing, that they know that you can do it. You know, if they don't, then, you know, you have to build that knowledge first. Yeah, you build that knowledge first. Then, if they don't believe you that you can do it, it's okay, because you believe in yourself, you have the base, you're gonna prove it. But if you don't have that base, and they say that you cannot do it, of course you can do. You cannot do. You might do it, but by chance, you know, it's not right. Maybe you can do it today, maybe you can do it tomorrow, but it's chance. You don't consistently, constant. Put it this way. But if you have knowledge base, believe it, you will do. You will constantly, you know, consistently, you know, achieve it. But if you don't, it chance. You know, if you meet a good person and they hope in you, then you can do it. If you meet a person who kind of cut you leg all the time, you might not be able to do it, you know. But if you have the knowledge base and apply that, doesn't matter. Good people, bad people, you still always can. You can challenge them, you can, you know, and then, you know, they look up to you after a while, you know. But you have to be fair and to be, you know, be generous. Don't take things personally, you know, like if they say that you cannot, okay. You know, you show it them another way. But if you don't have the knowledge base and then you try to challenge them, it's gonna be hard, you know. Like seeing and stuff like that. See, he have what, 4 years, that doctors already, yeah, and he start from scratch, you know. So, you know, you gotta be willing to, because people judge you, right? The perception is reality. Perception is create reality. That is everybody, you know, it's not the truth, but people think that is true, and then it's true. Right? But it's not true, you know, and I'm clear on that. I see things so clearly, you know, that's not true. But then people keep saying stuff, you know, I just, oh man, that's not true. You know, but it takes a lot of time to explain or to gain their trust. After a while, you will, you know.
អរគុណពិតជាចំណុចទាំង3ហ្នឹងពិតជាមានសារៈសំខាន់មែនបាទ Kerry Chhay មានអីដើម្បីចង់សួរលោកពូបន្ថែម
take that 3 step and go to MBA, man. Go to MBA, go to whatever engineer you want. Yeah, you can. This doesn't have to be smart or anything like that, but you have to apply yourself.
Self-determination.
Yeah, apply yourself consistently, not just, you know, let's say I have my own schedule, yeah. I have schedule to do certain thing, you know, this day I do this, from what time to what time I do this. I have it, you know, and I keep it as my own routine. And after a while, it become my routine, you know. I know it's hard, but if you have that and you stick with it, it become easier. You know, and you're happy about it, and then you make your life a little bit easier because now you have a routine, you have to schedule. You know, you don't have to think, oh, I had to do this, or I had to do that. No, you already set up ahead of time already.
Okay, Kerry Chhay, I think you have many questions regarding this. Please go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think I have any more.
Well, it's, even though repeat, it's still a good question because that come from you, and then, you know, you can apply to it.
Okay, Kerry បើសិនអត់តមានអត់អីឥឡូវគឺ with បើអត់ទេខ្ញុំតទៀត
Well, I grew up in the 90s, and my generation is far-fetched from you because where I stay is a lot of concentrated of Cambodia. And majority of my generation was that influence each other to join gang. And a lot
What
of
you say, gang?
gang, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, they're in a gang. And not only that, some gang, they might have a different clique, meaning cannot back up near. I say, tapi no kind of lot of like junior high, so that's what my idea. ដល់ពេលគេចូល high school គេចូលក្រុមខុសគ្នាហើយមិនចូលនេះរើផ្ដុំគ្នាចូលគេហើយមួយទៀតហ្នឹងរៀនសូត្រអីមិនសូវទៅប្រហែលទេអត់សូវគិតគូរទេខាងដើរលេងអី go places they like that but a majority of them that I noticed they've been deported back so my question to you is do you know any of that where you stayed in Hawaii that they've been deported back because and do they have gang and stuff like that in Hawaii of that nature?
Yeah, they do. They have Filipino gang, they have Chinese gang, they have Japanese gang, they have foreign, they have all kind of gang. Hawaii. Put that aside. Again, individual. To me, it's individual. I could get to the wrong path. I could just make a lot of money, easy money. For when I was come here and first start, I maybe stick in Long Beach and easy money and all that. But I decided that this is what I want. So I see from Maine. Nope. People ask me, how do you think that you travel from Maine to Hawaii to go to university, to go to school? That's unheard of. I said, that's what I want. I want to go to school. And I knew that in Maine, I cannot go because the transportation, and it's just too many things that I have to fight, unnecessary, So I'm studying and say, okay, what state that is, that have a lot of Asian like me. So at least I'm look like them, speak like them, have a release the chance of people look down to me. They do look down, but it's not as much, Then I find out Hawaii is the state because of the milling part, Haole Caucasian is a minority in Hawaii, and they're not that smart either. Put it this way, don't let them know. A lot of Japanese, very smart people, Japanese students, man, it's smart, especially girls. Oh man, smart, and we have Korean.
Yeah, you're going on that subject. I just want to ask you something. I think about it. I know that I visit Hawaii myself too. I've seen there's a lot of Japanese. For some reason, I find that kind of odd. And why was that?
Oh yeah, because one time Hawaii is they call a plantation state. They grow pineapple, provide pineapple to all the world, to the mainland, to America and mainland. And at the time, they not too many people from mainland to come to Hawaii to do plantation. So a lot of people from Japan willing to come. So have a better land because in Japan is harsh, and also from China and from Philippines also they come to Hawaii to do a plantation, sugar plantation, and also pineapple plantation, and they are the root, of Hawaii. They come first, yeah. So and they're very hardworking like Cambodian. They start even though they eat rice, just rice with I guess spam. It become a very famous
Yeah, they love that. Yeah,
over here, and it's cheap foods, yeah. So that's why they have a lot of Japanese, and they do well. Japanese to control the island. Even the governor, you know, Filipino, Japanese. I didn't see any howdy to do governors over here. I saw one. Yeah. So
okay, thank you. Yeah, well, you are a person of put yourself in the right opportunity, and you also let the luck find you. So not a lot of kids in that generation of people in that in your era able to produce that. So it's really good for me as a next generation of like Laku Sanghak, and also yeah, Kerry is a generation below us. So it's good to see that kind of role model. You know, it's because it's rarely that I able to see somebody that really walked through the journey and to have a high education and wrote a book and able to go out there and teach and educate. And of course, you know, as a different skin color, as myself, being in a wheelchair, I know I see your point, their perspective, they always laugh at me because I'm different. And not only that, like, what are you doing here going to college? Don't you get a government check to stay home? I used to tell them, I've been saying it. I'm like, okay, fine, I just want education.
yeah,
But
don't let that bother you.
yeah, you can't stop that, but it just gotta be
You
you.
know, like me,
Yeah,
telling you, like me, when I came to Hawaii, I'm not different than handicapped because,
yeah,
you know, then because you cannot do very much. Yeah, you don't have
yeah.
anybody. You gotta have your own group. You know, people take care of you or give you chance and all that. And I don't. You know, I had to fight every ways and then find a niche, find a way that come to me, come to Papa. You know,
Yeah.
because I knew that I can offer them a lot of stuff. You know, just all I'm asking is fairness. That's all. I don't want favor.
Yeah,
Want
that's
nothing.
good.
You know, inside, you know, the inside is very important. So don't let them, you know, I can tell you a story about this guy, Australian guy. He have no leg and he have no hand.
Oh,
You
Nick
know,
Vujicic. Yeah, Nick
yes,
Vujicic.
you know, and man, he's a good speaker. He's very motivated, you know. Oh, everywhere he go, he's, you know, I even saw him do one in Cambodia, you know.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
his
He's
wife is
John Maxwell
beautiful.
leadership. Yeah.
He have beautiful wife. It's not, see, it's not, don't let that, it's not
You know,
that you
you know
are,
he drive. He drive too.
yeah.
Yeah, he
So
drive.
I now that you raise that up, I wanted to express that to you. Even though I have, you know, feet and hand and all that, I'm no different when I first came. But don't let that stop you.
Yeah.
Inside your heart, you know, your action, the way you express, the way you hold people, the way you treat people, it will come shine. It will shine through, you know. And then you can, when you open your mouth, man, they listen to you.
Yeah,
You know,
I
and
that's
I
why I went.
mean, and don't worry about those kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's optical, but you know, put them aside.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
It's
They
hard.
always
It's
gonna
hard
label
to,
you.
yeah, it's hard to overlook stuff like that. But you know, just stick around with people that appreciate your action, your appreciate your, you know, your yeah, for lack of better word, your output. Put this way, you know. People who
Yeah.
pull you
Thank you.
down, just stay away from them. They say that they say that you cannot do it. You don't have the degree in America. Don't let them. Yeah, so what? I mean, degree mean nothing. I'm telling you, degree mean nothing.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
right
what
now. I find that out.
believe
You
that.
know,
Yeah.
but your heart, the way you treat people, and all I'm asking, you know, advice to everybody: just be honest. You know, don't do anything dishonest. Just be honest, be approachable, and just willing to do it. You know, even if it's wrong and mistake, then people know it. That's a wrong, it's mistake. It's not your intention to make mistake. You know, it's just you live and learn and go and grow from there. And that's all it is. It's honest. Honesty is very important. And just be frank, you know, upfront, tell people, you know, what you feel upfront. And if they don't like it's fine. And later on they will come around, you know. You know, but as long as you keep you know, you keep don't like people in Cambodia, Piet Chern, they call Oknya, you know, Oknya, they could be in at school, could always say that, and Kabasi, and Katuya, and oil, you know, had to be honest, willing to get criticized once in a while, because sometimes you cannot see your own self. Yeah, you cannot see the dirt on your back, you know, and just take the criticism as, you know, to improve yourself, and don't take it personally.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you.
បាទអញ្ចឹងចំណុចនេះក៏ជាចំណុចដ៏សំខាន់មួយដែរអ្នកខ្លះគិតថាដល់ម៉ែឪអ្នកមានលទ្ធភាពគេហៅថាឲ្យលុយឲ្យកាក់ទៅសាលាបានអាចរៀនចេះបានអាចរៀនចប់ដើម្បីទទួលបាននៅ degree អីផ្សេងហើយអ្នកខ្លះនៅពេលដែលបាត់បង់នៅម្ដាយឬក៏បាត់បង់នៅឪពុកហើយអ្នកខ្លះបាត់បង់ទាំងសងខាងបែរទៅជាយកអាហ្នឹងជាបន្ទុកយកមកដាក់ខ្លួនឯងថាអូជាតិនេះអភ័ព្វណាស់បាត់បង់សមាជិកគ្រួសារអស់ហើយអញ្ចឹងយើងមិនបាច់ទៅគិតអីទេគិតតែពីគេហៅថា set មានការកើតទុកឬក៏គិតថា down ខ្លួនឯងបានថាដាក់បន្ទុកមកខ្លួនឯងអាចអភ័ព្វចេះចុះបាទតាមពិតបញ្ហាអស់ហ្នឹងកើតឡើងយើងទទួលស្គាល់ការពិតប៉ុន្តែសួរថាខ្លួនយើងនឹងចង់ rise អត់ខ្លួននឹងចង់ឲ្យមានការរះឡើងអត់បើសិនយើងចង់រះឡើងមានលោកពូ Patrick កែវដែលគាត់ជាសាក់សេរស់បាទយើងអត់យកពីអ្នកដែលនៅទីណាឆ្ងាយគឺលោកពូ Patrick កែវគាត់ជាអ្នកគេហៅថា survivor ពី Khmer Genocide ហើយឆ្លងមហាសមុទ្រសាគរមកដល់ទឹកដីសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកដោយខ្លួនតែឯងប្រឹងប្រែងតស៊ូរហូតទៅដល់ right មិនត្រឹមតែអាចធ្វើឲ្យខ្មែរយើងមានការភ្ញាក់ផ្អើលហើយធ្វើឲ្យសាសគេផ្សេងទៀតមានការភ្ញាក់ផ្អើលមានការកោតសរសើរដោយសារយើងអាចធ្វើបានដោយសារដូចអ្វីដែលលោកពូបានផ្ដោតសំខាន់ទៅលើ3ចំណុចលោកពូបានបញ្ជាក់រួចទៅហើយបាទអញ្ចឹងកុំយកបញ្ហាផ្សេងយកមកធ្វើជាលេសសំខាន់គឺខ្លួនយើងបាទសំខាន់ខ្លួនយើងបាទបាទអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំបាទចេះ
right now I see a lot or couple or dozen of people Oknya and Khmer ខ្ញុំឃើញខ្ញុំ proud of them that yeah they have a lot of money now they don't and they try to get they have the money and they try to give back, you know, and that's what you should do as an individual, you know, and because you're not going to take it with you and give it back. So I saw stuff like that, you know. Oknya, one of them is Good Mindy, I saw it, you know, even Khmer Hun Sen ម្នាក់ដែលត្របីថារត់អភៀនឬអីហ្នឹងប៉ុន្តែឥឡូវនេះខ្ញុំមើលទៅដូចជាគាត់លាក់តែគាត់ជួយច្រើនមែនតើតាមពិតទៅប៉ុន្តែគាត់អត់ទាន់ចេញមុខឡើយគាត់គឺថានៅមានការមិនទាន់ទុកចិត្ត people might forgive them ខ្ញុំថាអត់ទេយើងធ្វើល្អអាមុននោះលុបបាត់អស់ហើយឥឡូវយើងធ្វើល្អឥឡូវហ្នឹងគឺថាទៅហើយ you know គាត់ជួយច្រើនតាមខ្ញុំមើល you know ប៉ុន្តែគាត់ជួយពីក្រោយខ្នងជួយរាប់លានដុល្លារណាជួយបាទ
គេថា let better than never បាទ
yeah I mean you know
I just want to say something before you know we get too late here.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I want to interject. So just a word of Bill Gates, you know, used to say that you know, you can blame your parent, that's when you're born, but when you die and you're still poor, that is on you. So make sure you get your book
too.
Yeah, that way you get your book Rise, My Rise, so that way you help our people that in Cambodia with the good cause, because majority of this proceed will go towards a good cause.
Yes, very good. You know,
Thank you.
And Cambodian version has come along. I already finished it, but right now I'm just polishing it, and I'm also looking for people to give me, you know, what are they gonna charge me to audit it, you know, to make sure I have a correct grammar, you know, especially spelling, you know, my word of choice, I think is good enough. choice. but I need people who come back in the camera. Local people, not this. I just shoot out to Good Mindy. He couldn't do it for me, but I just feel that let somebody else do it, and then I can just donate it to him, to his organization and whatnot. That way, it's more, you know, because I'm pretty sure a lot of students over there, they want to earn, dollars. It's an easy job, a couple maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a week, or maybe not even week. But it is good at it, but a couple of days, read through it and then check the grammar and make sure, the sentences and the spaces is okay, stuff like that. And they can earn some money to it. That's what I'm thinking.
អរគុណលោកពូ Kerry Chhay មុននឹងខ្ញុំបន្តមានអីចង់សួរលោកពូរកឃើញនៅនឹកឃើញសំណួរនៅ
I guess did you ever send money back home? I don't know why I have to ask that.
Send money back home. Yeah, I bought a land in Chojongwa. I built a house for my mother, and all my two brothers, they have money from me, and they buy a lot of land. Even that, they want my Chojongwa's land. I right now I'm trying to get that land, that place to, like I told before, I wanted to be a murati, as a chaos murati. My father is my mother's name, and all the brother and sister, cousin, whoever the chaos family, I want to come together. I want to build that place as that. And I already draw design already. I have about 16 room, 1 bedroom, 42 square feet, so about 500 square feet of apartment. So people come all over the place, like relative come from Stung Trong or whatever, or friend who come to Phnom Penh and they don't have place to stay, they can stay, until they and move on to a better thing. And student who come from poor and they want to go to university and they bright and they have no mean, come on in. I will try to do my best to jump, scholarship to people in America, especially you have the place, then it's easier. But if you don't have it, it's hard to tell them, to tell them that you have the project and all that. Right now, because I don't have that, I just give the money to kid already, but until we have that and they can stay, and then we can develop them to be our own staff, our own hand kind of thing, we're gonna not just that, we're gonna I'm a business minded. I'm gonna hope them to do a lot of stuff for not just their family. You want to be a millionaire, I can make you a millionaire easy. That's money what you want, I can make you a millionaire easy, especially in Cambodia. Is I'm a millionaire? No, but I don't need money. I don't need those kind of money to involve me. I want to, to use my brain to help out people.
បាទលោកពូមុននឹងបញ្ចប់ខ្ញុំមានសំណួរមួយតាក់ទងទៅនឹង career ទៅនឹងអាជីពរបស់លោកពូពីដំបូងអើយលោកពូបានការងារ pay job ហ្នឹងលោកពូធ្វើការជាអីហើយតើនៅពេលដែលលោកពូ apply ការងារហ្នឹងលោកពូអាចរំលឹកបានទេតើលោកពូរៀបចំ resume ហើយដល់វាទៅ interview អីយ៉ាងម៉េចលោកពូអាចរំលឹកនឹកឃើញចែករំលែក
ចាប់ school ពេលចាប់ school ហើយហ៎
បាទ
ពេលឥឡូវខ្ញុំនិយាយពីរឿងមុនជាប់ school កំពុង school រៀនសំការងារដែលខ្ញុំធ្វើមុនដំបូងមកខ្ញុំចំណាំមើលគឺកាត់ស្មៅឲ្យគេយកលុយក្រោយមកខ្ញុំបានធ្វើការនៅ library ខ្ញុំធ្វើ2 ឆ្នាំនៅ library hoping student come in looking for book research and all that. And then ក្រោយមកដល់ពេលខ្ញុំទៅ university អីចឹងខ្ញុំគេហៅ computer lab ខ្ញុំធ្វើការនៅក្នុង consultant នៅក្នុង computer lab ព្រោះ computer lab ហ្នឹងគេហៅក្នុងហ្នឹងវាមានប្រហែលជា100 computer អញ្ចឹងហើយកូនសិស្សក្មេងគ្នាមករៀនតាំងពីអង្គតាំងរហូតដល់ថ្នាក់ទី12គ្នាមក program จะសេសភៅហ្នឹងណាសរសេរហ្នឹងហើយកុំឲ្យគ្នាលុបចេញវាហើយនឹងបង្រៀនពួកហ្នឹងខាងហ្នឹងហើយបង្រៀនពួកក្មេងៗខាងហ្នឹងពួកកូនសិស្សដែលមករៀនដើម្បីយកធ្វើជាគ្រូបង្រៀនហ្នឹងបរៀនគាត់ឲ្យចេះខាងហ្នឹងដើម្បីគាត់ត្រឡប់ទៅធ្វើគ្រូបង្រៀនទៅគាត់បង្រៀនបន្តកូនសិស្សគាត់អាហ្នឹងមុនដំបូងហើយខ្ញុំអត់បានធ្វើ resume អីទេប៉ុន្តែដល់ពេលខ្ញុំចប់មុននឹងខ្ញុំជិតចប់ហើយខ្ញុំជិតចប់ bachelor degree មួយឆ្នាំមុនដំបូងអាឆ្នាំគេ senior year មានលោកគ្រូមានគេហៅcompany គេផ្សេងណាមកសាលាយើងហ្នឹងមក University at Mano ហ្នឹងមក University ហ្នឹងហើយគេមកហ្នឹងគេប្រកាសឲ្យយើងដាក់ resume ទៅឲ្យគេអញ្ចឹងណា you know ហើយដល់ពេលហ្នឹងខ្ញុំដឹងហើយខ្ញុំដឹងរបៀបថាគេសរសេរ resume យ៉ាងម៉េចខ្ញុំដឹងរបៀបឲ្យគេយើងមានទៅភៅគេមើលយើងធ្វើតាមអីចឹង resume ខ្ញុំលយទាំងអីហ្នឹងខ្ញុំដាក់តាំងពីកាត់ស្មៅខ្ញុំដាក់តាំងពី you know library ខ្ញុំដាក់តាំងពី teaching school កូនសិស្សណាក់អង្គតាំងរហូតណាក់ទី12ខ្ញុំ teach you know កូនសិស្សដែលមករៀនយកធ្វើគ្រូអីហ្នឹងណាខ្ញុំមិនទាំងទាន់ចប់សាលាផងគេជួលខ្ញុំមុនបាត់ទៅហើយ you know ដល់ពេលខ្ញុំចប់ពុបគេជួលយកតែម្ដង you know ប៉ុន្តែដល់ក្រោយមកអាអ្នកមួយក្រុមហ៊ុនមួយទៀតគេហៅ real estate company developer land they buy land sell land build housing អីហ្នឹងណា you know គេឃើញដូចខ្ញុំវាមិនដឹងមិនវាក្នុង resume ខ្ញុំវាលូតលាស់ខ្លាំងណាហើយគេមើលទៅឃើញយើងតាំងពីកប៉ិកកប៉ុកក៏យើងធ្វើដែរអញ្ចឹងណាហើយគេមើលទៅក្នុង resume ខ្ញុំហ្នឹងវាមានសំខាន់មួយទៀតគឺ sell ខ្ញុំដាក់ក្នុងហ្នឹងគឺខ្ញុំ finance my own education អញ្ចឹងណាក្នុងអារ៉ៃនេះខ្ញុំហ្នឹងគឺគ្មានណាចេញលុយឲ្យខ្ញុំទេខ្ញុំចេញលុយខ្លួនឯងទៅបង់ថ្លៃសាលាខ្លួនឯងyou know of course the next the last 2 year ដោយសារ school គេឃើញ grade ខ្ញុំវាខ្លាំងពេកទៅគេឲ្យ scholarship automatic មកគេឲ្យ scholarship គេ pay tuition ឲ្យមកអញ្ចឹងណាប៉ុន្តែពីមុនខ្ញុំអត់ទេប៉ុន្តែយើងនៅរកលុយយកអីចាយខ្លួនឯង resume យើងមានសភៅមើល you know ប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំចំណាំខ្ញុំចាំមើលសាលានឹងណា company នឹងគេមកគេឃើញគេជ្រើសគេមើលយើងមាន score យើងវាមិនមែនជាខ្លាំងណាស់ជាងគេទេកាលនោះយើង you know រៀនមកល្អដែរប៉ុន្តែវា you know វាគាត់ថាវាមិន 4.0 អីចឹងហ្នឹងវា3អីចឹង3 point you know 3.5 អីចឹងគេឯងអីចឹងទៅណាហើយគេមើលទៅគេគួរសមដែរហើយគេពិសេសណោះយើង finance ខ្លួនឯង self finance you know ហើយយើងថាយើងកាត់ស្មៅតាំងពីកាត់ស្មៅទៅពីស្អីមករហូតយើងដាក់ឲ្យគេឃើញyou know resume ខ្ញុំគេឲ្យធ្វើថាមកសពណាខ្ញុំធ្វើ3ទំព័រហើយគេមើលខ្ញុំធ្វើមកទំព័រមុនអានឹងសង្ខេបណាហើយខ្ញុំប្រាប់ថាបើចង់ដឹងតទៅទៀតមើលពីទំព័រទៀតមើលម្នាក់ឯងចង់ដឹងហើយទៅមើលតែទំព័រនឹងមកហើយអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំ you know យើងវា uncertain thing you know English យើងវាមិនលយអីណាអីទេគាត់ថាគេស្ដាប់ទៅស្ដាប់បានគេនៅស្ដាប់មិនបានចឹងណា class នៅស្ដាប់មិនបាន you know គេចង់ថាយើងនៅថាបានយើងថា degree is what they call it dozen a dime for a dozen តែយើងទៅរៀនទៅបានហើយ you know degree no you know វាមិនទៅចាំតែឯងបកកែបានទៅរៀនបានទេអត់ទេនៅស្រុកនេះឲ្យតែយើង apply yourself you get it
បាទអញ្ចឹងមុននឹងបញ្ចប់សូមមក round ទៀតសម្រាប់ Kerry ជាមួយលោក Viith បើអត់ទេខ្ញុំនឹងអញ្ជើញលោកពូដើម្បីឲ្យ provide ជា bullet point សម្រាប់យើង take away សម្រាប់ជំពូកទី22នេះបាទ
Okay go ahead Kerry you have more
okay
let me go with
well with Yom is like if you were to start over to go in your academia or in your journey to be in America, what part would you change and why? You ever thought of that?
I changed nothing. I couldn't repeat it. Put it this way. I don't think I can repeat what I did. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's hard. It's very. I shouldn't stress the hard part enough. You know, and people know already. I mean, they feel already. I mean, I don't think I can do it again. Put it this way: with the opportunity, with the chance, with you know, what you call it. I don't think I can do it. You know, you have so many choice to do. At the time, you don't have so many. You don't have much choice. I'm just feel that I don't have education. I'm in the wrong boat. You know, I mean, they already told me, and they score lower than me, but they still telling me, you know. No, I don't think I can change anything. I couldn't do any better. Put it this way: to get a job with the Radiant, to manage project, $1 billion project, to developing the $2 billion in Thailand, you know, to I advise to government of Cambodia to build certain strategic to get the country going. No, company ខ្ញុំអាចជួយរហូតដល់$1 billion ណាគេមានរ៉ែងគេហៅ global fund you know គេទៅតាក់ទង global fund ទៅជួយប្រទេសចឹង you know ហើយយើងហើយសំខាន់យើងមានអ្នក native នឹងទៀតនៅធ្វើការឲ្យគេហើយយើងទៅគេចង់បានអញ្ចឹង you know យើងទៅជួយប្រទេសយើងវិញអញ្ចឹងណាប៉ុន្តែ yeah I don't think I can do it I don't think I can do it again don't you think so you think I can do it again
No. I'm just asking you. I'm the same way. I don't think I want to go through the 90 in Long Beach again with the, the gang violence, with the gunshot and all that. I don't want to go through that. And my thing is, I'm proud of you and congratulations. I mean, you make the luck find you. A lot of people right now, when they meet you, of course they all call you Mr. Lucky, but they don't understand how hard you work. And when was luck at when you were eating spam and whatever it is, no bang, cat and stuff without no meat. So Mr. Lucky now, that's what they call me too. When they see me, I got different teams and stuff. They say, "Wow, Viith, you got it good," but they don't understand how hard I work. You know, how hard I manage with people. The same way with you. So congratulations on that part.
I see. I believe in luck, but the harder you work, the better
the lucky you are. Yeah.
You know, the lucky you are. So that's what I believe. You know, stranger. Of course you need the kindness of strangers. You know, like I said before. You know, especially I get a lot of money from mowing the lawns, and just not that make friends with the neighbor, with the family, with all that, and then they feed me food and you know talking story and give the encouragement and all that, and that is my really core touching my heart that you have stranger that give you along the way, give you the encouragement along the way, try. Go for it, you know, all that, you know. So all my lawn, all my the house that I go, they have, you know, they know my story and they always you know, Cambodian. I have Cambodian son, you know, they always tell them that I have a Cambodian son, you know. He would come to cut my grass every 2 weeks for $20.
ចូលរួមកន្លែងចំណុចហ្នឹងតិចដែរអ្នកខ្លះគេថាខ្ញុំទៅមូមកពីស្រុកខ្មែរមករស់នៅសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកហ្នឹងបានការងារធ្វើតែសំណាងហើយសំណាងមួយ100សំណាងហើយបានការងារធ្វើប៉ុន្តែគេអត់ដឹងថាខ្ញុំលះបង់ពេលវេលាទាំងគ្រួសារបលោកបលាក់ជាមួយនឹងកិច្ចការសហគមន៍ធ្វើដើម្បីឲ្យគេស្គាល់ពីសមត្ថភាពយើងដើម្បីយើង build នៅ network ហើយដើម្បីឲ្យគេដឹងថាយើងមានទឹកចិត្តក្នុងការធ្វើកិច្ចការបម្រើសហគមន៍មែនប៉ុន្តែអ្នកខ្លះគេអត់បានឃើញហ្នឹងគេថាយើងសំណាងហើយកម្រមានតែអញ្ចឹងប៉ុន្តែបើសិនគេយល់ពីដឹងអារម្មណ៍របស់យើងវិញយើងជួបបញ្ហា100ចំពោះបាទសូម្បីតែក្រុមគ្រួសារយើងដែលគាត់ sponsor យើងមកគាត់ថាហេតុអីបានមកធ្វើការងារស្ម័គ្រចិត្តអត់យកលុយអញ្ចឹងបាទអញ្ចឹងមកដេកស៊ីមកអីអញ្ចឹងយើងជួបនៅបញ្ហាគ្រប់បែបយ៉ាងប៉ុន្តែគេអត់ដឹងអាពីក្រោយឆាកយើងពីក្រោយឆាកទេគេឃើញតែអ្វីដែលយើងធ្វើបានគេថាអូមហាសំណាងហើយដែលមានឱកាសអញ្ចឹងកម្រណាកម្រមានបាទប៉ុន្តែយើង put a lot of effort we gone through a lot of bitter experience for that
like me even though I doing all this, but it doesn't mean that I better than the rest of the guy. They probably have a lot of money than I do, you know, but they do not have the clarity, the honesty. They don't have the journey, you know. They get it easy. Put it this way, they don't have the journey to develop your own core, you know. There are dozen of people, few people, they have done that, you know. I mean, in my generation, class lawyer, doctors, you know, like that too. But the thing is that they have the supporting system. At least they have some, you know. I have none. Not that I, you know, not that they need the support because everything it come from you, yeah. So
បាទ
yeah,
ចុងក្រោយ
Thank
ពូ
you.
សូមឲ្យចំណុច take away for chapter 22 បាទ
yeah, it's ចំណុចសំខាន់មានពី3យើងនិយាយមុនរួចទៅហើយប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំគ្រាន់តែរំលឹក chapter នេះឡើងមកវិញពីរឿង you know especially ទៅសាលា you know even though you not accepted, let's say you want to go to medical school, you're not accepted, or you go to law school, because law school, medical school, business school, it's not easy to pass those test exam. You know, that's what you want, and if you don't do it again, you know, do again, apply again, and you know, study what is the mistake that you make, you know, you complete that, and especially the volunteer part, you know, a lot of good stuff you put it in, you know, on your writing, you asking assistance for people who before you, you know, on all of that, you know, but it come from you, you know, come from you, and don't give up. The rest is you must, but don't give up. That is the, you know, the way. And like me, when I go to school, when the register said no, we not, you know, I got a rejected letter, right? Because I go to apply, and they said no, you don't have it, you know. And I'm not going. I say I'm not going back. I want to see the dean. I want to see the dean, you know. You know, and they have me see the dean, and then the dean say, talk to them. They say, oh man, this guy, you know, he's not going to be quiet. Then they said, okay, we give you the test. They want to shut you up, right? Test, you know, 2 weeks later, I come to take the test, you know, all that. Boom, I passed it, you know, aced it. Not aced it, but I passed it, you know, thing like that, you know. And again, when I go to business school, the same way, you know, after you junior year, you had to declare your major, yeah? And then, but you had to pass certain tests for you to get into the business school. Certain credentials, certain tests that you need to pass. It doesn't matter, you have 4.0 grade point average or not. They need to know that you have the skill, the business skill that you needed to finish the business school. Yeah, they cheat me on that. I actually, when I go take a test, they tell me I'm not passing it, you know, but I knew I do well. And then I send a letter and you try to have them open your case, and you have a third party come in and take a look at your score, you know. Because business school, like say 1000 អ្នក apply ចឹងគេយកតែ200 អ្នកឯហ្នឹង 100 អ្នកហ្នឹងសាលាគេហ្នឹងចឹងទោះបី you know ហើយបងប្អូនគេដូចតែគ្នាហ្នឹងឯងពុកលួយដូចគ្នាហ្នឹងគេឃើញគេដាក់ចូលដល់ពេលខ្ញុំ declare អីចឹងទៅគេ third party គូចូលមួយវិញលេង score ខ្ញុំឡើង top 10 ឯណាណូអីបើអត់ឲ្យយើងទៅសាលា business school ដែលយើងចង់ទៅមិនទៅ you know ចឹងបានថាយើងឲ្យតែយើងទុកចិត្តខ្លួនឯងយើងធ្វើយើងហើយយើងកុំទៅyou know ខាប់បំពេញគេយើងធ្វើមិនឲ្យតែយើងថាត្រូវខ្លួនឯងអាហ្នឹងទី1ក្នុង chapter ហ្នឹងហើយ again, you know, like I put the gang members who get deported to America or back to Cambodia. No, he have a choice though. You know, he said that if he were to be in the United States, he's from LA too, he probably get killed because of gang fighting and all that. He probably get killed because of they deport him back to Cambodia. His life was saved. Now he much a better life. Now he have English. His English is good. He polished himself. He's teaching English. You know, now his life is much better than living in America. You know, it depends how you look at it. You know, not like because they deport you, you've been out of shape and all that. Because not much that you can do. They deported. You know, you gotta look at what in front of you. You gotta do the best you can in front of you. You know, you don't thinking about the past. What in front of you, what you need to do to moving forward. You know, that's why I put that in. You know, and again, you know, like when I finish my bachelor, when I wanted to pursue the MBA, because I knew that I need to have that to be any better, right? And the company pay for it. I already working at the time, you know, pay for the whole thing. And they encourage, they say, you want to be a manager and all that, you gotta have MBA. And to get MBA is almost the same as to get medical school, you gotta pass CAT exam, all that, right? MBA, they have called this, they call it's called GMAT, you know, or certain test that you have to pass, and then you gotta have the score of like 800 score 800. So I was score like 2100 or something like that. You know, it's unheard of. You know, because the four subject, right? They add it together, right? You know, so you know, it's not easy, but you put yourself into it, I think you can. Everybody can. You know, not just me. I'm not anything better. Again, I'm telling you again, I'm not any better. A lot of people better than me. I'm pretty sure the Donald King, you know, he didn't go to school, but what, he have $10 million and, you know, spend them all, and now he's a political, you know, hey, he's success. I mean, it doesn't have to be my route, you know. And I don't have those kind of $1 million, you know, but I'm walking on the street proud the same way. You know, right now where is he? You know, see, right? In Cambodia, in some place, I'm probably end up in Cambodia too, but at least I have my core to share with people, to encourage people, you know, that nothing is impossible. You know, yeah. Okay. That's all. Again, I want to tell everybody that my version is in the process, hoping soon. I don't know when. And again, អរគុណបងប្អូនទាំងអស់ដែលបានជីវសភៅនេះ you know ជីវបានច្រើនភាសា you know គួរតែមានមកក្បាលទៅមិនជាថ្លៃអីមកដាក់ក្នុងផ្ទះសូមអរគុណច្រើនបាទអរគុណលោកពូបាទតាមពិតសភៅចំពោះទី22នេះយើងមើលទៅខ្លីទេប៉ុន្តែយើងស៊ីម៉ោងច្រើនក្នុងការភាសាគ្នាបើយើងប្រៀបធៀបជាមួយកម្មវិធីរាល់ដងយើងចំណាយពេលវេលាច្រើនមែនទែនថ្ងៃនេះបាទប៉ុន្តែយ៉ាងណាក៏ដោយក៏ជាកតិក៏ជាការគេហៅថាផ្ដល់នៅ tip ផ្ដល់នៅទុនក្នុងការយកទៅត្រេះរិះពិចារណាធ្វើយ៉ាងណាដើម្បីជួយខ្លួនយើងបើសិនយើងគិតថាយើងមានស្មារតីមិនសូវមាំទាំហើយយើងជួបតែបញ្ហាស្មុគស្មាញបញ្ហាគិតពីបញ្ហាអវិជ្ជមានច្រើនយើងអានសភៅខ្មែរ Right ឬក៏មាន subtitle ហៅថា How I Escape Genocide ជាពិសេសនៅចំពោះទី22នេះនឹងអាចជួយជាគេហៅថា spiritual ជាព្រលឹងវិញ្ញាណដើម្បីជំរុញទឹកចិត្តយើងដើម្បីឲ្យយើង Yeah, that's how you escape genocide. See, you do that. Escape genocide. That's another angle to look at it. Not physically escape it, but you do this kind of stuff, man. Those genocide nothing. បាទហើយមួយទៀតជាចុងក្រោយក៏ខ្ញុំចង់រំលឹកក៏ដូចជាបញ្ជាក់ម្ដងទៀតដែរចំណុចដែលពិសេសដែលអស្ចារ្យមួយទៀតហ្នឹងគឺមិនមែនថាយើងឆ្លងកាត់ក្នុងរបបបល្ល័ង្កពូជសាសន៍ហើយយើងមិនអាចធ្វើអ្វីដើម្បីឲ្យរះឡើងបានអណ្ដែតត្រសែកទេបាទមិនបានទេយើងអាចធ្វើបានបាទដូចអ្វីដែលលោកពូជាសាក់សីរស់ជាអ្នកដែលបានធ្វើផ្ទាល់បាទសំខាន់គឺការអ្វីដែលលោកពូបានលើកឡើងពី3ចំណុចហើយនឹងអ្វីដែលផ្សេងទៀតគូផ្សំជាមួយនឹងការតាំងចិត្តការបញ្ញាចិត្តរបស់យើងចង់ build នៅគេហៅថា can do attitude ណាអ្វីយើងអាចធ្វើបានកាលណាយើងធ្វើបានយើងមានគំនិតនឹងច្រើនយើងធ្វើឲ្យយើងរះឡើងហើយអញ្ចឹងទោះបីជាអ្វីក៏ដោយយ៉ាងណាក៏ដោយខ្លួនយើងជាអ្នកដឹកនាំចង្កូតជាអ្នកកាត់ចង្កូតនាវាជីវិតរបស់យើងបើសិនយើងចង់ឆ្ពោះទៅមុខ
យើងប្រឹងប្រែងយើងនឹងអាចជួយឆ្ពោះទៅមុខបានហើយយើងអាចរាយបានបាទអញ្ចឹងសូមអរគុណសារជាថ្មីចំពោះក្រុមអ្នកអានសូមអរគុណលោកពូសូមអរគុណអ្នកទស្សនាកម្មវិធីរបស់យើងសូមជូនពរឲ្យមានសុខភាពល្អទាំងអស់គ្នាហើយមានសុភមង្គលគ្រប់ក្រុមគ្រួសារសូមឲ្យ stay safe សូមឲ្យមានសុខភាពបាទព្រោះអីបញ្ហា COVID នៅជាបញ្ហាចម្បងនៅឡើយទេបាទអញ្ចឹងគ្នានៅសប្តាហ៍ក្រោយបាទអូខេ bye
Yeah, okay. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming.